Hello, hello, hello. It is Wednesday's Chat and Chill. Hello to all my ready women out there watching me. We are going to have yet another juicy discussion. And tonight's Chat and Chill topic is, can you be successful and have a soulmate? Can you be successful and have a soulmate? So, where did that come from? Well, I've been getting asked this question a whole lot, and just recently I had the immense pleasure this past Sunday evening to hang out with the host of Love and Hips, and it was Love and Hips TV, and it was absolutely amazing hanging out with those girls. And and out of all the questions they asked me on Love and Hips TV, if you have not heard of them or you're not subscribed, please go and subscribe and watch the video of me being on Love and Hips, that segment. It was just this past Sunday, but it's Love and Hips TV. Love and Hips TV, and they're on Facebook, so you can actually just go right to Facebook. And even if you just Google Love and Hips TV, you'll be able to find everything on them. But so they interviewed me, or I was a guest on the show this past Sunday, and it was so much fun. Those hosts, those ladies are absolutely funny. So, and one of the bigger questions that they asked me, the question was from one of, I believe her name was Kim. There was Toy Kim and, oh my God. Oh, she is going to kill me. We talk all the time. What is her name? I could see it in my head. What is her name? Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Oh Lord, I cannot remember her name. She is going to kill me. We were just talking earlier yesterday. Anna. I don't know what I wanted her name to be. Is Anna. So I was on Love and Hips TV with, please forgive me, Anna, if you are watching. Please forgive me. I wanted your name to be more complicated. So it was LaToy, Kim, and Anna from Love and Hips TV, right? So one of the questions they asked me, I think it was Kim specifically, is, am I able to find love from a guy who absolutely loves me the way I am? Loud, strong, with a voice, intelligent, successful. Will I be able to find a guy who would just love me the way I am? Because I've tried, I've been married or I've been in a significant relationship, and I've tried to be what we call, quote unquote, submissive and gentle and quiet. And then I got ran over, basically, like it just didn't work. I was suppressing myself and, all of that. She didn't say all that, but these are the things that I hear over and over and over again. I was the submissive wife, or I was the submissive girlfriend, and it just didn't work. And so now, because I've been challenged and hurt so much, now, I am who I am. I'm loud, I'm outspoken. I have an opinion, and I want you to know my opinion. And I want you to understand that my heart is still good, but I am who I am. And can you accept me that way? So that's the topic for tonight. That's the topic. We want to talk about that. And so I want to ask you, ladies, can you find love that will love you just the way you are? Is it possible? So let me go into my comment section. I want you to comment on what you believe. Can you find love and be just by being you? Just by being you, can you find love? And not only finding love, but being able to sustain love. So I want to hear what you have to say in the comment section. Please use the comment section if you're watching on YouTube. go ahead and comment in the comment section. If you are watching here on Instagram, comment in the comment section. And if you're watching with me on either of the Facebook outlets, please go ahead and comment in the comment section, because I want to know what you think about that. Is it possible? Is it possible? I know what I'm going to say, but I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say. So let me chime into my group here, the Ready Woman Love Circle, and see what's happening over here at the Ready Woman Love Circle. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. All righty. Here we go. All right. So before I jump into, and while I'm waiting on the questions, the answers to my questions to come in, let me just share with you. What's been going on. What's been going on with me. So if those of you who do not know who I am Nikisha Michelle, known as the Plus Size Love Doyen, and I am the creator of the Ready Woman brand. And this year, I have deemed this year, 2021, the year of bliss overflowing. So I have created an acronym for bliss that I believe every woman should own, live, and follow. Own, live, and follow. And doing this is the quickest way for her to enhance her manifestation power in allowing the things that she wants in her life to meet her in plain sight, tangibly, to be able to manifest it. So I believe that bliss stands for beauty. It begins with beauty. How you feel about yourself, your image, that's important. It's your representation, it's your billboard here on earth. It's your billboard. So why not advertise appropriately and look good and feel good at the same time? And so beauty, love, I believe that we are all entitled to love. It's our birthright to love and be loved, whether that's romantically or in a community or your family or, your job, your constituents. I just believe that one of the things that as women, we don't have any problem loving others. But when it comes to receiving love, we're blocked. A lot of times we're very blocked. We're very standoffish. We're very we're very shut down to how love should show up in our life. And if it doesn't show up in a way that we recognize it, we shut it down. So, but I believe that it's important for us to learn to receive love just as much as it is for us to give it. Like, I think we should learn the habit of receiving love. And so not only adorning yourself and being beautiful inside and out and being able to give and receive love, but to be able to be inspired by your intuition. That means having a strong divine connection, a strong divine spiritual connection, so that you are able to know what most people would not know. And you're able to protect yourself, and you're able to use your intuition to take inspired action in your life, so that you're not on a hardship of a hustle and a grind, but you're gliding through your life and making the right moves, the right power moves, the right love moves, the right spiritual moves, knowing what to say, what not to say. So that's your intuition. You want your intuition to be powered up and strong. And then your sensuality. We as women, we're very sensual creatures. And when we suppress our sensual side, it makes us harden, and it makes us not enjoy life, and it keeps us suppressed. And then we cannot fully express our creativity. We cannot fully express ourselves, and it always comes out as rough, and it comes out as being misunderstood. So I want us to be able to be sensual, because being sensual allows you to flow in your feminine power. And that feminine power is the opposite of masculine. And when your feminine power shows up, because it's so beautiful, it becomes just like ultra attractive, just very, very attractive when you're in your feminine power as a woman. And so not only do we want to express ourselves sensually, being okay with our bodies, being okay with, touch and, softness, but we also want to be okay with our significance. Our significance is our purpose. You want to be able to rock your purpose. Your purpose and your career can be two different things. Sometimes they're one and the same, but your purpose is what fulfills you. It's what feeds you. It's what gets you up in the morning. It's what makes you passionate. It's what you can't get enough of. That is your purpose. And a lot of times, like people like me, women like me, my pain became my purpose. My pain of not being able to feel loved and feel wanted and feeling rejected and abandoned, that pain became my purpose. And my purpose became my career, or what I do as a professional, helping specifically plus size women have understand that it is possible to be sized, have a soulmate, and have your success. Like, it is so possible, because I was my first client. And since 2013, that's all I've known, is to help women find their way and find their way to the love of their life that's been ordained and waiting for them. And so that is who I am, and that is what I do. And in addition to helping women, and I say that I am the number one soulmate attraction coach and matchmaker for plus size women in the entire world. Yeah, because I'm really damn good at what I do. I'm really good at what I do. But there's always a blockage. There's a blockage. And love, having a soulmate in terms of love is not the only soulmate that you can have. You can have a soulmate friendships. You can have soulmate relationships with, with working, whom you work with, or a business partner. Those can be soulmate. So there's different types of soulmate. It just means when you're together, you feel like you're at home. And hello, hello, hello. It just feels like when you're together, you feel at home, and there's an ease about the relationship that allows you to perfect each other, to heal each other, to grow with each other, to sharpen each other's iron, and it feels good. So that's what a soulmate is to help you grow. And sometimes a soulmate relationship is not always fun. Sometimes there's some bumps and some challenges there, but the ultimate thing is, at the end of it all, that it's all about the growth, and the growth together, right? And what that person is strong in, you're not. And so you're using each other's opposites to attract and to become whole and one and healed. And so I have another soulmate business that I do, and that is being a consultant with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I have absolutely just fallen in love with my Mary Kay business. And it's because it's such, it's one thing when I'm dealing with love and relationships, but when you're dealing with the woman herself and watching her bloom and get to and fall in love with herself, and fall in love with her skin, fall in love with her new image, it's all another kind of high to watch that woman fall in love with herself all over again. The things that she used to settle and think this is just her. And for me to be able to talk to her and give her some yummy products that will shift her whole world or rock her whole world makes me feel good. And then for some women who've chosen to be my teammates and my soulmate business partners, it's even more beautiful. And so I've fallen in love with Mary Kay. I'm a Mary Kay. I love my Mary Kay, as well as the owner of the Plus Side of Love matchmaking and dating agency. So those are the things that that are fueling my purpose, and that whole bliss thing. I get to attack each one of them and provide an option or support in each area of your bliss so that you do feel beautiful. You do know how to love and receive love. You're strongly connected to your intuition and it guides you and leads you. You have no problems with being a sensual woman. And ultimately, all of that leads to your significance. When you feel full from the inside, it's easy to attract all the things you want externally. And so that's what this year is, 2021. The year of bliss overflowing, and I am your guide. So as I'm learning to allow my bliss to overflow, that's what I am going to be teaching. So let's get back to the topic of tonight. Hopefully I've given people time to comment and share. Is it possible to have your soulmate and be successful? And what do we mean by that? Is it possible that someone will love you just as you are, powerful, strong, loud at times, opinionated? Is it possible to be able to have someone to love you just as you are? Or is it that you have to change yourself in order to be with a soulmate or be with a partner? And let me just look and see if there are anyone has answered that or said anything about that. Hey, Lakeish. Hey, girl. Okay, so no one's commented on that. So let me just share what I believe so as to not hold this all night long, right? So what I believe is you definitely can have someone love you just as you are. But what you have to remember when you are having someone to love you just as you are, you have to be willing to love the other person just as they are. So what I find with women is we don't want to change. We want to be who we are and we want to be accepted. But we don't all the time accept that person for who they are. And we want them to grow and change to accommodate us. And that's the challenge that happens and that bumps us out of relationships. We want this person to be everything we need for us, but we forget about how do we become what they need for them. You know, we become like selfish 2-year-olds in a sandbox. We want to play and have our way, but then we don't want to accommodate anybody else and their rules or their boundaries or what makes them grow or what makes them tick or what makes them go off. We don't want to do that. And so the first thing about a relationship, in order to be successful, not just in your career, but also to be successful with your soulmate, you have to give up the right to always be right. You have to give up that sometimes. You have to learn to compromise, because when you're by yourself, you don't have to do that because it's you. But when you bring somebody else onto the playground, and that's just not in a soulmate, that's just period. But with your soulmate, when you bring someone else into your space, in order for you both to be able to play nicely together, you have to be able to understand what that person needs and what that person wants and how that person thrives and how that person sees love. And can you accommodate that? It's not the point of them not accommodating you, because what I know about men, when you make men feel good, they will accommodate everything you want. They will be satisfied with you. I know my husband, he spoke at the last event we had in December. And one of the things that he said was, she was so energetic. She was so sweet. And because she carried herself well, she was smart, she was energetic, she was sweet. And I didn't notice that her being plus size didn't bother me. And on top of her being plus size didn't bother me, I was in love with her. She could have had anything she wanted, right? And so we have to get to that place where we learn our men long enough to be able to see if who we are will accommodate that person, will suffice with that person. But a lot of times we don't study, we don't observe those things. We're only observing how he makes me feel and if he's giving me everything I want. But that's not a relationship. That's not a relationship. A relationship means you are relating together. You're relating together. And as you relate together, he'll be able to say, like my husband says, to the world, you're Nikisha Michelle. You are the plus size love doyen. That's who you are to them. But when we're home, you're my wife. Why? Because it's like a language. To the world, I speak one language. But when I come home, I speak another language. And so it's not meaning that you have to change who you are. You have to be flexible and diverse in who you are, right? Because what I learned from personal experience is I didn't always know how to express myself, and I'm still learning to express myself. And when I did not feel heard, when I did not feel like my husband was listening to me, I would start screaming and hollering and insulting him. And it was because I was feeling a level of hurt, a certain level of hurt. And with that certain level of hurt or disrespect, I was also feeling like he didn't care and he wasn't listening to me. And so that would trigger me to go into I'm right, you're wrong, this whole accusatory tone and belief system. I'm right, you're wrong, and you are not listening to me, and you are all kinds of names and stuff because you're not listening to me. How could you not listen to me? You said you love me, but you're not listening to me. And so it will make him shut down and put up a brick wall. And that would make me even madder because now he's really not listening to me. And not only is he not listening to me, he's pulling away. Now, how could that been avoided? By me understanding how to talk his language, by remembering I'm his wife and not who the authority that I carry in my business and when I'm out in the world. To him, I'm something different. I have to be something different with him. Different doesn't mean I'm not myself, but I'm expressing myself in a way that he understands. And then he can think about it and then he can get back with me on a solution or a compromise, or the fact that he can actually want to engage in a conversation with me by not feeling threatened and accused and assaulted and all of that. So we have to be careful when we're coming to a relationship and we're saying, I don't want to change who I am who I am. But if you're rude and you're loud and you're nasty and you're mean, if he has to deal with that, he may deal with that. There are men who will deal with that. But that means you also have to deal with whatever he's dishing out. So it may be he doesn't want to take you anywhere. It may be that he doesn't know how to foster intimacy with you. It may be that he only wants to deal with you at certain times because that's how much of you he can handle in doses. It may be that you don't get a ring because he can't really see himself with you for the rest of his life. So it's not about changing who you are. It's about accommodating the relationship. Because see, there's you and who you are and what you're used to doing. It's him, who he is and what he's used to doing. And when you come together, there's this unknown entity called a relationship. And so you take parts of you that's going to make this relationship grow. And then he takes parts of him that's going to foster and make this relationship grow and be passionate and help you fuse together. But that doesn't happen if you're trying to dominate it with all your opinions, being loud, being rude. It's not going to work. It's going to make him pull back or show a side of him that's also going to do the same thing. Or like my husband, he'll just shut down and be quiet. It won't say anything. And then you don't get anything, but more frustration. And now you're in a place of solitude, even within the relationship, because you feel lonely and you feel unheard and you feel like there's something that's keeping y'all from being together. So it's not, again, that you have to change yourself. What you have to do is become a self that's relatable and that makes the man feel attracted to you and feel like he wants to work things out with you. That's who you have to become. You don't have to become quiet, because one of the things, like I said, as I was learning to express myself in a relationship, one of the things I did was just ask the question. I asked my husband, I said, listen, I know you don't like when I'm screaming and hollering and I start going off and all of that stuff. And all I needed to do was scream and holler and go off for like 10 minutes. And then after that, I'm back to my sweet self. He's like, no. We can't do that. I don't care if you're going out for 1 minute. I don't like that. It doesn't feel good to me. So that's a boundary that he chooses to have that I need to respect, because I'm relating with him. I'm in a relationship with him. He's not saying for me to change myself. What he's saying is be acceptable to me so that we can be in harmony. And so when you're acceptable with him and you're in harmony, it's so much simpler for him to be acceptable to you. Like, he'll be able to accommodate you, but it has to be a place of peace. It has to come from a heart of peace. And so when I asked him, I said, so when I'm upset with you, what is the best way to come to you and share how I feel? And he said, babe, you can share however you want to share. I just don't want all the holler and all the drama. I just don't want all the screaming. I don't want the hollering. I don't want the finger pointing. I don't want you blaming me for stuff. But come to me and share what you need to share. And let's talk about it. And I noticed the other day, we were talking about something, and he modeled to me the way he wants me to be able to talk to him. He modeled to me. I can't even remember what it was we were talking about. It was a deep discussion, and he was giving me an ultimatum. He was like, okay, he's like, oh, but he didn't say you either do this or that. And now that's something us women would do. You do this or do that, because we're used to being in high levels of bossiness and, we're bosses and high levels of achievement and stuff, and having subordinates and things like that. So there's a certain way we tend to talk to people when we feel like we have some leverage over them. And so when you're in a relationship, you can't talk to him like that, right? Because it's just not nice. But anyway, he was modeling to me. He said, babe, I was thinking if you did X, Y, and Z, I think that would make me feel a lot better. I don't know what you think. I mean, what do you think about that? So he was like basically giving me an ultimatum, but it made me listen to him, and it made me want to do what he asked me to do, even though I'm not going to do it because I just don't want to. But it made me listen to him, and he felt heard. And I said, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, and I hear you. And let me think about if I want to do that or not. Let me think about it. And so there it was. It wasn't no big me having to change myself to accommodate him or anything like that. It was just about relating together. And so I don't want women to feel like you can't get a man that's going to not accept you because you're loud or because you're a boss or because you're successful. They love that about you, because when you're like that, your star is shining, it's glistening. They love that when your star is glistening. That's what attracts them to you. All that power and passion. And they just want to conquer you and just like love on you. But what they don't like is when you turn all that towards them. That's what they don't like. And that's what tears up relationships, is when you put all that untamed energy towards them. They don't know what to do with all of that. They like watching it from afar, but they can't handle it. So when you're with them, it's about a few things. It's about boundaries and consequences, setting up sure boundaries and having consequences for those boundaries. A lot of times we're in relationships, we don't have boundaries. We haven't clearly defined the boundaries, nor have we clearly defined the boundaries or articulated the boundaries. We have the boundaries in our head, so we're punishing them over stuff we have in our head versus talking about it. And then when it doesn't seem like, and then you give them a chance, because it takes time to learn a new habit, because you're asking him to do something that probably he wasn't used to doing. So it takes time to learn a new habit. And so when you're learning a new habit, you have grace. Have some grace. Now, wait a minute. I told you last week, don't do that, because every time you do that, it pisses me off. It makes me, no, give them grace. And just reiterate, babe, remember when I said, last week that it bothers me, it hurts me when you say this or when you do that? Babe, do you think you can refrain from that, at least around me? Or baby, if you're addressing me, can you address me in this way? Because here's the challenge. When you don't address me in this way, it's going to make me shut down. It's going to make me really sad. And I know it's not your intentions to make me shut down or be sad. It's articulating. It's expression. So you got to have boundaries, well-defined boundaries. That's number one. And the boundaries need to come with consequences. So here's a consequence. Well, babe, you've done that 3 times and we've talked about it 3 times. And I feel like I told you, if this continues to be something that you're going to do and it continues to make me uncomfortable, then we're just not going to talk. We're just not going to talk. I think you need to have some space so that you can think about, are my feelings and how I feel important to you enough that you can refrain or find another way to talk to me in this way, talk to me in a different way, or do this or do whatever it is that you're looking for. You got to have consequences, and you got to follow those consequences out. So we don't have boundaries. We don't have consequences. The next thing we don't do is we don't follow our intuition. And that's why my bliss principles are so strong. Like, I truly believe in the bliss, because when you follow your intuition will tell you to tame yourself sometimes. Sometimes we need to just have some restraint. Because every time I did not practice restraint, it did not turn out well. It did not turn out well. And the making up is so much harder when you don't practice restraint and it affects another person. Rather than go tune up your intuition, and your intuition will guide you on the next best step that you need to take. Because your intuition, remember, a soulmate relationship is a spiritual relationship. And so you need to be able to be comfortable with your spiritual practices so that you can hear what you need to do and how you need to handle the matter or the situation. And so when you're doing that, your intuition may say, don't say anything. Just hold your peace. Don't say anything. Your intuition might say, pray. Just pray. Your intuition might say, Give him a card and express how you feel in a card. Write him a letter, express how you feel in a letter. You know, your intuition is going to help you have a breakthrough in whatever area is puzzling you. But if your default mechanism is to get angry or to feel like you just have to say something, then you're tearing the relationship apart. Is it saying that you got to change yourself? No. What it's saying is you just got to shift some things when it comes to relating. And I'm going to keep saying that. You don't have to change yourself. I'm still loud. I'm still bossy. I'm still crazy. Something fly always comes out of my mouth. But when I'm with my husband, my soulmate, I'm more restrained because I know in order for that relationship to work, I can't deliver it to him that way. I can still deliver what I need to deliver to him, but I can't do it in that way. So you need to work on boundaries and consequences. Those go together. Can't have a boundary without a consequences. The laws have consequences. You break the law, there's a consequence that goes with the law that you broke. Okay? So when you have boundaries, clear-cut boundaries, you have to have consequences to go with those boundaries. There's no need to have a boundary or call it a boundary if there's no consequence to go with it. Okay? Now, then your intuition. You want to make sure your spiritual practice are strong because you got to take inspired action when you're dealing with and relating with a soulmate or a significant other. You have to be able to take divine inspiration because when you're in your default, it might come out wrong. Or when you're in your default, now some people are not loud and boisterous and bold like me. Sometimes you're a little quiet and you might be a little timid. But when you're in your intuition, it doesn't mean if you're loud and outspoken like me or you're quiet. You have to be able to hear so that you know the next best steps so that you are being heard in the right way. So that's number 2. And then the third part to this is that you absolutely have to have the kind of conversations so that you know what this person wants, what makes this person feel good. There's absolutely no reason to be in a relationship with someone and you don't know them. You don't know what makes them tick. You don't know what makes them happy. You don't know what they like about you. You have to be in a relationship with somebody that feels like home to you, that feels like home so that you can get to the bottom of those questions so you kind of know what language you need to speak with that person, right? Because the language you speak at work with your friends, your girlfriends, and you're a boss or whatever is a different language that you speak when you're at home with your person that you're relating with or in a relationship with. So the best way to get to know what they're expecting or what they're looking for is having conversations about it and observing. Because if what they need and what they want, you just can't give it to them, then you need to part ways and just be friends or something like that. Don't be intimate, be friends. But a lot of times we like to go right in and be intimate and then find out he can't take it or he doesn't want it. And the other thing is, if you've been single for a while, and you suspect it's because men can't handle your attitude, they can't handle all your glory, or they can't handle all of that, that's a sign. That's a sign that more than likely you're untamed. You're untamed. That's an ugly word, but I want you, let me change it. You don't know how to restrain yourself. You don't know how to restrain appropriately. And the reason I use untamed is sometimes our energy and our emotions can be like wild animals. We want what we want, how we want it, and we're going to not stop until we get it. But when you're trying to relate with someone, You don't want to seem so out of control, because all that out of control energy, a symptom of it is out of control emotion. And out of control emotion make men run. There's two things they're going to do. They're going to fight or flight. Fight or flight, right? Fight or flight. And so they can't handle all of our unrestrained emotion, our unrestrained energy, which is a lot. They can't handle that. So if you're getting a lot of guys that's saying the same thing to you, that they don't think they can handle you, or they don't feel like they're good enough for you, or you a lot. I used to have guys tell me all the time, baby girl, you a whole lot. You just a whole lot. And I thought they meant that I was too big. But what they were saying is they could tell, because men are instinctual. They could tell that I had a whole lot of untamed or unrestrained emotion and energy. And they knew with someone who can't control their emotions and their energy, a relationship never ends well. It never ends well. So you want to take a look. It's not that anybody is asking you, and I keep saying this because I want you to hear me. It's not anybody's asking you to change. We just want you to be more in control of your expression, your self-expression. There it is. That's it. Be more in control of your self-expression. Yes, that's it. That is it. Be more in control of your self-expression. That's what they want you to do. All right? So if there are any questions, I am happy to answer any questions on Instagram and Facebook. If there's any questions, I do want to invite you. We have extended the early bird registration rate to attend Reimagine Love, Manifesting Your Soulmate Vision. Reimagine Love, Manifesting Your Soulmate Vision. We have extended the early bird. It is 3 days. It is a Friday night, all day on Saturday, and all day on Sunday. You're going to spend 3 amazing days with me, and I am going to show you the process that I use and that I take my clients through to manifest their soulmate vision. To manifest, first we have to make sure we know what the vision is. And then we have to be able to know what it is that we need to do to manifest that. And so the early bird rate has been extended till Sunday evening. So I am hoping that you all will pack the place out so that I can share this, because as the people that are on my mailing list know this, but although love got me here, I'm not going to be spending my whole entire year just talking about love, because there's so many other parts of a woman I want to be able to speak to. I want to be able to speak to all of her bliss, her beauty, her love, her intuition, her sensuality, and her significance. And so this year, I will not be just talking about dating and relationships as I've done since 2013. I am gradually moving on from that topic. And so if you've ever wanted to work with me, if you've ever wanted to work with me and get it right in terms of get love right for you, have that man swooning over you and wanting to keep you and wanting to work things out with you and being so compelled. One of the things that people were telling me that attended my last event in December, they loved the interaction between my husband and I as he taught, and we co-taught together on that last day. They love the interaction. They were like, the love that he has for you, the passion, that you can just feel the passion in the room with you too. And I want to be able to share with you how I was able to manifest that type of love and that type of passion. So if you've ever wanted to work with me, now is the time, because who knows what I will be doing or not, what I will be doing after February when it comes to love and relationships, or when I'll start talking about it again. So if you have never worked with me, but you know that this is the year you really want to explore love and you want to explore getting it to the point where it feels good, I would love for you. I'm extending the opportunity. I'm inviting you. I'm actually pleading with you to come and hang out with me for 3 days. It's actually like 2 days and a quarter, actually, because it's a Friday night, Saturday, and then a Sunday. I'm asking you, and who knows, by Valentine's, you might manifest something, okay? So I would love to share with you my techniques and what I've learned over the years, working with other clients, coupled with my own principles and philosophies on manifesting your soulmate. So please, the links will be, I know on Instagram, the link is in my bio. Instagram, hear me, click the link in my bio so that you can attend and get the early bird special that ends Sunday evening. And if you are here on Facebook or watching me on YouTube, make sure that you click the link for my 3-day weekend that's coming up. Actually, it's a week from this weekend. So it's like a week and a half. So you guys, I'm telling you, I don't know how much longer I will be talking about love and dating, but I do know that this event will be it for a while. It will be it for a while. So if you want love, this year, you really, really want to explore and figure out what you need to do to manifest that person for you, definitely come to Reimagine Love, Manifesting Your Soulmate Vision. Come to click the link in the bio over there on Instagram. Click the link in the bio. Early bird tickets are until Sunday. Facebook, the link should be it'll be in this, in the profile of this video that you're watching. But come on out. And matter of fact, get your girlfriend. Bring your girlfriend with you, okay? Because I even have a girlfriend special that you can bring your girlfriend. I have a girlfriend special. So bring your girlfriend with you so you can get this wisdom and knowledge together. Instead of you trying to explain to her what Nikisha Michelle said, y'all will be able to experience it together and compare notes and get excited together about this being a year that you reimagine love and manifest your soulmate. Listen, we had a major reset. We had a major reset with 2020. Allow 2021 to be your best year yet, and allow it to start with love. Allow your love to flow. It's time to let your love flow. All right. So I'm out of here. Listen, Saturday night, I'll be back with Begins with Beauty. This is where we do our beauty demonstrations and talk about skincare and the business. And if any of you know that you want to start a business this year, you love empowering women, you love being around empowering women, and you have pushing you to succeed, I would love for you to message me so I can talk to you about joining my team, Ready and Ignited, because they are definitely off the hook. They are ignited. There's some very powerful sisters from all over the country coming together for one common cause, and that is to help women explore what's possible in terms of anti-aging skincare, cosmetics, color cosmetics, as well as pampering themselves, because we as women don't pamper ourselves enough. And we think that pampering is something that you only do on a vacation, when it needs to be a part of your daily lifestyle. So I would love to hang out with you. Just message me if you feel like you want to up your skincare game, you want to be more radiant, you want to learn to make some money and be with a group of empowering women. It's one thing that we all talked about, how Often a lot of women, especially melanin women, will say we don't like to deal with other women, and it's very hurtful to hear that. And so, but our in our team, we are very loving, very inclusive, and we want you to grow and be successful. So if you want to do money and you want to empower women, I would love for you to message me and I will have a conversation with you on how to make that happen. Okay. So listen, that's it for now. Can you have success in the soulmate? Hell yeah, you can. Hell yeah, you can. Does it require you to change yourself? Absolutely not. You don't have to change yourself, but you do need to know how to relate to the one you're with. You need to know how to be multilingual. Okay. When you are in Spain, most of the time you're going to learn Spanish. You're over here in America, we talk English. You go over to Asia, you're going to be talking Korean or Mandarin or something like that. So when you're with a man, you got to learn how to talk his language in order to relate. Okay. So listen, until we meet or speak, hug yourself for me. Oh, I love you guys. And I'll see you next week for next week's Chat and Chill. If you have questions or topics of discussion you want me to talk about in Chat and Chills on Wednesday, DM me or message me and let me know what your question is, and we'll definitely address it on Chat and Chill on Wednesdays. Don't forget, Saturday night, I'm back for with Begins with Beauty for our demonstrations, building our self-esteem, our image, and all of that. And definitely message me, sign up, register for Reimagine Love, Manifesting Your Soulmate Vision, because like I said, I'm backing up off this dating and love stuff. I got other stuff God want me to do and talk about and be and places to be. And I'm not going to be talking about dating and love. And like I said, after Manifest Your Soulmate Vision, I don't know when the next time I'll be talking about it. So let's do this. Let's go. All right. All right. Have a great night. I'm looking forward to hearing from you all. Good night.